Yeah, minerals, yeah, exactly. Anyway, this has been kind of a dream of mine since I met John last summer and had a chance to take a songwriting workshop with him in North Carolina. And he said the last time he was in Fairfield, he stayed with a buddy at Parsons. I told him it's pretty much the same. Nothing had changed. That you'll feel right at home. Don't look for any familiar buildings. And so he said he was fine, and he said, is Rasmussen still mayor? And I said, why don't you just come here and things will work out. So, anyway, this has been a labor of love for me and a lot of people. Lots of volunteers, and I want to thank everybody who's done it, but two especially for first of all, for Billy Garner, who did all the graphics and all the stuff that you see in printed material. If you need something done, give Billy Garner a call. He's a great job. And my heartfelt thanks to our office manager and my left hand, left and right foot, Jo Beth Pinkel, who has worked many, many hours doing this. And, so John's had a little taste of Fairfield. He did a songwriting workshop today, and he'll be here for at least another 24 hours simply to remove all the posters that are around. So without further ado, John Smith.
All I ever wanted was a song on my lips, old rocking chair on a porch facing west, and one good path for walking down along the river's edge. Tell me who needs any more than this? If there once was a time I was baby, I was white, I ran off across the country desperately to find the better job, the better life, the greener grass on the other side. Oh, once upon this life. After all my running, I came to settle down with a good-hearted woman in a little river town. And we bought a fixer-upper with $1 million view. Now greener grass, it's just an attitude. There once was a time I was restless and white. I ran off across the country desperately to find the better job, the better life, the greener grass on the other side. Oh, once upon this life. Oh, once upon this life, there was a boy with clear blue eyes. He could see beyond the pines to his world that knew no time. Life was good and simple then. Thank God the boy remembered this. Song on my lips, peace of mind and strength of heart to somehow always sing, and one good friend to walk with down along the river's edge. Tell me who needs any more than this? Oh, tell me who needs more than
Thank you all very much. Really appreciate you all coming out here tonight. I understand there were different options of things you could have chosen to do tonight, and you chose to come here. And, I'm sure you would have had to pay dearly if next time you saw Jeffrey if you didn't come. But how about a big hand for Jeffrey, who went way out of his way to help bring some entertainment to town. Beforehand, I was doing a little interview with Gene and John back there, and just talking about growing up in Iowa. I live up in Wisconsin now, up in the very southwest corner up there by La Crosse, Wisconsin. I live in a little town called Trempealeau, and but I actually grew up over in eastern Iowa in a little town called DeWitt, and she was kind of asking me some of the things about, you know, some memories or influences or fond memories, I guess, of growing up in Iowa, and one of them was all the time I used to spend out on gravel roads back in grade school and high school days and stuff like that, and it's kind of really stuck with me. Like right now when I travel around the country a lot, every time I say if I've got 3 or 4 hour drive somewhere, I always will stop someplace and just find some abandoned road someplace, and gravel preferably, and just kind of walk and sort of you know, get quiet and still a little bit. And I was doing that 2 days ago in Kansas, down by Parsons, Kansas, John. And I was on this little road, and this grain truck came by, you know, and just made all this roaring noise. And then it passed, and as soon as it passed, a bobcat like jumped up out of the ditch and thought it was going to run like down the road, and it almost came right at me. And then it saw me and was freaked out and jumped over on the side. But has anybody ever seen a bobcat before? Wow! I mean, it was a major wild animal. I mean, it was a little scary. I was like, ooh, if that thing wanted to, you know, attack me, I don't know what I would do. So I just scream and kick and stuff like that. But anyway, so I have a fond love of little back roads and stuff like that comes from growing up here. And a couple of years ago, I was at a festival in Texas for a couple of weeks, and it was outside the whole time, like 2 weeks camping out, you know, and it was a wonderful time, and campfires every night, and going to the river during the day, and it just, you know, felt real in touch with the environment and the earth. And I had to go up and play this festival in Oklahoma, and it was a real nice festival, but it was like in town, very concrete kind of festival. And I was there for 2 days, so I needed to, you know, kind of get back out of the city limits for a little bit. And I did. I just kind of followed my nose out of town and came out into the beautiful place out in the middle of nowhere, and this song just kind of came at me. And, it's a song about, we were talking today, we had a songwriting workshop, and talking about being thankful. I think, John, you were talking about gratitude, and this song is definitely a song. The older I get, the more I realize if I'm just thankful for the things I have, I don't angst so much over all the stuff I don't have. And it's called Down a Gravel Road. Last night I went walking down a gravel road in the Cherokee Nation of Oklahoma. Smelled the prairie flowers, heard the meadowlark sing. Yeah, the land was full and the sky was big, so I bowed my head to the 4 directions, to Mother below and to Father in heaven. Last night my altar was a gravel road in the Cherokee Nation of Oklahoma. Well, I grew up where the corn was king, and the family farm was a sacred thing. Yeah, I'm working the fields and sweating the sun, jumping the creek when the day was done. And we bow our heads and say our grace, give thanks to the Lord for the gifts he gave. Yeah, I grew up where the corn was king, and gratitude was a sacred thing. Now I'm so
for the chance to cry. Yeah, gratitude is a friend of mine. So tonight I'm playing this old guitar, yeah, singing my song from my heart. There ain't no place that I'd rather be than sharing the gifts that were given to me. Share my loss and share my gain, share my joy and share my pain. Yeah, tonight I'm playing this old guitar, oh, singing my song from my heart. Now I'm so thankful for the chance to breathe and for the chance to feel the earth beneath my feet, and for the chance to laugh and for the chance to cry. Yeah, gratitude is a friend of mine. Last night I went walking down the gravel road in the Cherokee Nation of Oak
Thank you very much. I had a fun little time before I play. I always like to drink a little ginger tea and stuff, and I went down to the Casey's, the local Casey's place, to get some hot water, and it took me a half hour. It was a big deal. But I got it. Yeah, they were very cooperative, very, very nice. Today, one of the things when we were doing the workshop, we talked a lot about writing songs and trying to come from a place of something we really feel strongly about, and something I try to do most of the time when I write. And this is a song that kind of came out real late one night. I'm one of those people that like to kind of get my guitar out and go in my kitchen and close the door so the wife and kids don't have to stay up all night with me. And just kind of noodle on my guitar till I start to kind of nodding off sometimes. And this song is kind of came out that way. And you know, I travel around the country quite a bit, and I tell people I live up in Wisconsin, and they almost always look at me and they say, well, why? And you know, we all have our reasons why we live where we live, right? I'm sure you people tell people you live in Fairfield, Iowa, and around the country, and they go, where? So we all have our reasons. This is called I Like the Way It Feels. It's January and cold as hell. The night is moonless, clear as a bell. Some say I'm crazy to wanna live up here, but who's listening, I like the way it feels. Her hair is dark, her eyes are brown. She's not from my side of town. Some say be careful, you could hurt yourself. But who's listening, I like the way it feels. I like the way it feels when you know it's right, when the choice you made rings true from deep inside. And I trust this heart of mine to tell me what is real. That's why I'm listening to the way I feel. And I like driving across the country, especially in Texas in February.
tell me what is real. That's why I'm listening to the way I feel. And I like praying upon the ridgetop, or down at the interstate, all-night truck stop. Some say the devil is nipping at my heels. Who's listening? I like the way it feels. Who's listening? I like the way it feels. Yeah. I like the way it feels. I like the way it
Thank you, thank you. I like the way it feels here. Anybody here ever seen a tornado? Actually, a couple people. Well, I grew up on the other side of Iowa over there and never got a chance to see one as a kid. You know, I grew up in a big Irish Catholic family. I have 10 brothers and sisters in 10 years. Like, so I'm pretty much it works out. Sometimes we're not even a year apart, one of those things, you know. I know. I can't even go there. I can't imagine that. But so whenever there was a tornado warning, my mother was like this mother hen, you know, and she would like all in the basement, you know. And one actually hit a tree out in our yard and crashed it into the house and busted the picture windows, and so it was a good thing we were in the basement at that time. So she had a point, I guess. But yeah, but I missed it. And so a couple years ago, I got a chance to see my first tornado in the middle of Iowa, of all places. Figure that. And I was with my mother.
I gotta tell you from the start, tell you right up front, the story is the truth, the whole truth and nothing but. It really happened to me on a summer day last June. I was out on a drive with my mother on a Sunday afternoon. It had been raining all morning, the sky had turned to green. Her eyes were glued to the horizon when I heard her scream. She said, Jesus, oh Jesus, Johnny, my son, there's a tornado in that cornfield. Here it comes. Yeah, shouldn't we do something? Maybe jump in the ditch. Well, my eyes glazed over. I just tightened my grip. I was a man possessed by a voice in my head. Said, put the pedal to the metal and drive straight ahead. There we were, face to face with death. I spiral up to heaven. I said, God, I'm not ready yet. There was dust and weeds and corn stalks swirling around and round. Cottonwood branches circled 20 feet above the ground. Yeah, and then just like in the movies, when I thought that we were safe, you know that demon of a twister changed his mind and turned our way. I said, Jesus, oh Jesus, Mother, I cried. Get your fingernails out of my forearm. Can't you see I'm trying to drive? Yeah, me in this Toyota, yeah, we're doing our best. Why don't you squeeze your rosary tighter? Pray us out of this mess. I was a man possessed by a voice in my head. Said, put the pedal to the middle and drive straight ahead. Yeah, drive a while. Well, then it locomotive train, howling like some lion who just been let out of his cage. Felt like the hand of God, he pushed us clear across that road. I felt like Dorothy and the Wizard. When I ever see my home, I was a man possessed by a voice in my head. Said, put the pedal to the metal and drive straight ahead. Look at that. Well, now the fact that I'm here singing this song for you tonight is proof enough in miracles. I swear I testify. You know that twister slipped behind us, and he headed due northeast. My mom, she gave me one big high five, and she said, Johnny, listen please, if you find yourself in trouble on life's highway, don't forget to put the pedal to the metal and drive straight ahead. I swear, I testify. Yeah. Well, thank you. That is a total true story. My daughter now drives that Toyota Corolla that we had at the time, and there are still little pieces of corn stalks and stuff sticking out of the grill. It was the most amazing thing. After that happened, my mother just literally recharged her for what was happening was, at the time, my father was up in Cresco, Iowa, at a nursing home, and my family is from DeWitt, which is a little town in Clinton County over there, and so a couple of my sisters brought my mother up there, and my job was to take her back home. So that's how I was in the middle that day of that, of all places, with her. But it just like really charged her up big time, and she just told me stories about things that I'd never known. I'd never heard her talk so much, and she has told everybody in our town like 50 times the story of the tornado. But anyway, as I said, that particular day was up there, and it was Father's Day, and I had written this song, and it was the first time I got a chance to play it for anybody in my family, actually, and it was pretty neat. And Daniel, I don't even know your last name. Daniel Spearing. Please welcome Daniel. He's going to sit in and play a song here on the cello with you. And I always like to send this song out to anybody who has a family in nursing homes, our relatives, parents, friends. How many people's parents, when you would leave home when you were younger, would stand in the window and kind of wave at you as you left, you know? I think, yeah. My dad was always that way. This is called From His Window. He stands beside the window. He watches cars go by. He waves at everybody. He's just a friendly guy. He doesn't know what day it is. He doesn't talk much anymore. Sometimes he cries when he means to laugh. The doctors say he can't tell that. And I come to visit. I take him out on drives. And he wants to go home with me every time. But the nurses come to take him back to his room that's waiting. And I fight to keep my tears inside. From his window waves goodbye. us all. We always had enough to eat. He worked 2 jobs to make ends meet. But now it seems he can't remember that. And it's hard for the rest of us to understand. But when I come to visit, he knows my name and he says it. And I fight to keep my tears inside. From his window, he waves goodbye. But when I come to visit, he knows my name and he says it. And it makes me glad I made the drive. From his window, he waves goodbye. From his window, he waves goodbye. Big hand for Daniel. Beautiful. Thank you. We'll get him back next set for another. I thought maybe I would sing a sad song now. Just kidding. You know, it's funny, I wrote that song, and as healing as it was for me to say some of those things I needed to say, wanted to say, as a songwriter, it's always like the last song, the most recent thing you've written kind of is with you. It's like all you think about, you know, kind of haunts you, so to speak. And that song was just a heavy enough song to where I needed to write something else real quick. And so I kind of looked around in my life and about what else is, you know, is going on that's cooking inside. And I looked around, and our oldest, we have 3 kids, our oldest was graduating from high school. And I thought, that's a happy thing, you know, and I'll write a song about that. And I did. And I thought, I'm going to sing it for him sort of as a gift, you know, at the graduation party. And can you imagine your dad singing your song in front of all your friends? Most embarrassing moment of his whole life. But it was fun. I did it anyway. Yeah, I called him to come inside. Him and all his hippie buddies were outside. I said, come on in, I got something for you here, you know. He came in and sat in the middle of the living room and I sang him this song. And his little sister got up and sang a harmony with me. It was kind of fun. So I send this out to any parents out there. You can probably relate. It's called Growing Up So Fast. Looking so sure, looking so ready for it all. Hey, where are you going with that suitcase in your hand? Hey, what do you do growing up
Thank you, thank you. I'm gonna do a couple more here. We'll take a little break there. This next song I wrote last fall, I was blessed to get to go to an art colony in Virginia for a couple weeks. An incredibly gorgeous place in the Blue Ridge Mountains. And it's an art colony where about 20, 25 artists at any given time are in residence there. And this place had never had songwriters before. They were kind of... Most people come for like months. They were letting us 2 weeks. Just wanted to see if this works. And but it was very successful. I mean, a lot of good stuff happened, and the interaction between people. When I was there, it was great. There were some sculptors. There was a painter, a novelist, a playwright, several painters, and there were 5 Native American writers from different parts of the country. And so we just, had all our meals together, and it kind of rubs off on each other, definitely. And there's this very nice dormitory. It's an old farm that this little college has converted into an art colony, and everybody gets a studio to go work in, and they've taken these old, beautiful barns and stables and turned them all into studios. So I got my key to my little studio, and I walked out there the first day, and I opened the door. There was 3 windows looking out over the Blue Ridge Mountains, and a big grand piano, and this giant ceiling, and it was. I said I can't work here. Anyway, so it was very incredible, and I could just kind of feel, Linda was asking me last night how much I'm in touch with certain subtle things, and sometimes I am, and sometimes I'm aloof. But this day, when I walked in this place, I could definitely feel the juju of all the different people that are created in that room for many, many, many years every day. I could feel it. And so I just kind of opened the windows up and sat down, got my guitar out, just kind of seeing what it felt like in there. And this song just kind of came out. It's called I Will Fly. If you guys feel like humming along or singing on anything that feels right, it's okay.
When my time comes to leave, I want you to know I believe that love goes on and it never dies. So when I'm gone, I will give you a sign, and I will fly across the valley. I will end up in the pines. When you hear a lonesome wren song, you will know it's me up on high. So please don't cry when I go. Just break out the fiddle and rosin the bow and sing all night till the morning comes. Send me on my way upon the wings of love, and I will fly across the valley. I will end up in the pines. When you hear a lonesome wren song, you will know it's me up on high. will throw my ashes to the cold four winds. Remember my promise to come back again. And on some dark blue day, when your heart is sad, I'll be up there singing from the highest branch. And I will fly across the valley, I will land up in the pine. When you hear a lonesome wren song, you will know it's me up on high. You will know it's me up on high. That's my mom's new favorite song. Used to be the Tornado song, of course. Now she likes that one. I went to Ireland this year, eh? Went to Ireland for the first time. And I came back talking funny like this. I did. My family said, "Get out of here." So you go. I did. I had the time of my life. I went to Ireland for about a month. And I'd always wanted to go someplace overseas and play my music, just to kind of see, you know, what's that old saying they say in Broadway? You know, sure, it plays in New York, but will it play in Peoria or something like that? And so I wanted to go someplace else to kind of play my music. But I also wanted to go to Ireland. Well, one thing, they speak English. It's the only language that I know. So there was that. But also, I'm mostly Irish. My mother, her side of the family is all Irish, 100%, and my father was half. My father actually lived with his grandparents who came over from Ireland. So, and he has all these stories about him walking home from the pubs on the gravel roads late at night, singing Irish songs at the top of his lungs. And it was funny. I was over there, and one day I got a chance to get together with an incredible songwriter, a guy named Paul Brady. Paul's an incredible writer. And some people, I didn't know Paul, but mutual friends, somebody hooked us up, and very fun guy. And we're having lunch, and he'd asked me about my Irish heritage and stuff. And after we got to be kind of chummy, he leaned across the table and he says, John, did you feel anything cellular in your bones? And I had to say I did. I really felt, one of the things that stuck with me more than anything over there was most nights I either played at a pub, like a lot of pubs have a room like in the back like this where you can have little concerts and stuff. And did a lot of that, and I actually played in the pub itself a couple times, and that's another whole story. And which was fun. And but if I wasn't playing, I worked about half the nights I was there, and the other half I had off. And so the nights I had off, I'd go to the pub. Nothing really else to do in Ireland. And I'd go here, some incredible, great Irish music and stuff like that. So anyway, and I'd be there till midnight or something, and I'd be walking back to my bed and breakfast across town somewhere, and the smell of the turf. They have this peat that they burn in their stoves to kind of take the chill out. That felt cellular. I mean, it just felt like, ooh, that's what home. That comforting, a wood fire can smell, or something. Is that kind of thing. And, so I felt a lot of old stuff in Ireland, which I expected, but I was surprised by all the newness that's going on. All the computer companies, a lot of them are moving to Ireland. And I walked in one place to get a bowl of soup, and all of a sudden all these people start coming in, and they're really decked out. I mean, decked out very New York, San Francisco-like. And there was a big compact party going on. I was like, wow, it's just not what I thought I was going to see in Ireland. And I swear every kid in Ireland
and almost every person has a cell phone. And so the technology thing is spreading over there. And so I saw both sides of it. And one day, I'd been looking for a laundromat for like a week, and I could not find a laundromat anywhere in Ireland. So I finally gave in. You have to go to these laundries, and they do it, and you pay them sort of dearly for it. But I was like, okay, in Rome, whatever. And so I took the chance to go for a walk while my laundry. I gotta get in tune here. To go for a walk, and so I did, and I went out of town and followed this little waterway out of town, and stumbled onto this song here. There's that little culprit. And in Ireland too, something else I'd like to preface this song with is they have a bird over there called a rook, which is very similar to our crows or ravens. Anyway, I'm going to do this song and then take a little intermission here, and most of you probably know the place. There is an extra bathroom back here if the other ones are full. You can use that. And we have a mailing list and tapes and CDs, stuff back there. And I have a brand new CD that I thought I was going to have by now, but I don't. But I have flyers for it. Some of the songs I'm doing tonight are on that as well. Anyway, this is called Rooks in the Castle. This morning along the locks of Tullamore, I came upon a pasture green in the ruins of ancient lords. So I hopped the fence to look within, to imagine what life must have been. Then I shouted out till it echoed loud, and the residents, they all gave off. Rooks in the castle, changing the air. The wind and the rain, no, they don't really care. Towers will crumble and crowns will fall. The crows and the ravens will nest in these walls, and the doors will rot, and the hinges rust. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Nothing lasts forever except maybe a prayer. Now there's rooks in the castle, changing the air. Now the wrecking ball swings at the center of town, trading the old for the new. But as sure as the night gives way to the dawn, all of this will surely pass too. And if castles can fall to the wind and the rain, why hold on so tight? Are we that much afraid to loosen our grip and let go of the reins, to set the horses all free and trust they know the way? Now there's rooks in the castle, changing the air. The wind and the rain, no, they don't really care. Towers will crumble and crowns will fall. The crows and the ravens will nest in these walls, and the doors will rot, and the hinges rust. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Nothing lasts forever except maybe a prayer. Now there's rooks in the castle, changing the air. Oh, but what of this life, the one with my name etched on a tombstone that waits for my grave? Here lies a man who wasn't afraid to raise up his sails to the winds of change. Oh, and the doors will rot, and the hinges rust. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Nothing
said maybe a prayer. Now there's rooks in the castle, change in the air, change in the air. Now there's rooks in the castle, change in the air. Oh, there's rooks in the castle, change everywhere.
Thanks, you guys. Stick around. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so. We'll join back up. Thank you.
Announcement, somebody had asked whether you can include the yet-to-be-released CD as part of the bulk package, and the answer is yes. Just it'll get marked prepaid, and that you can include that as part of the incredible bulk package, which includes the John Smith action figures. Yeah. And a discount. Yeah. Now, how much would you pay? I'm sorry? $35? Do I hear 40? Okay. Okay, we'll be ready in just a minute. So take your seats. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it, and it's nice to be able to share a friend's music. And do you think it would be a smart idea if we could convince him to maybe steer his tour around this way again next time? Maybe I removed 2 of the wheels from his car this morning, which that should help. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're back. Here's John.
Thank you. One more quick little Irish song here before we move on to other things. As I said, I had a great time, and I had a couple days off here and there, so I just would get a chance to hang in one place. And I found myself up in Northern Ireland in County Down. And I had 2 days off there, and it was just gorgeous, and I met some incredible people. And I could not resist writing a song up in County Down. And it's got a few kind of sing-along things. It says, whenever you hear me say up in County Down, could you join me on that? Just say up in County Down. Can you do that? Up in County Down. And pretend you're in a pub, and you've had a Guinness. Up in County Down. Yeah, that kind of. And the chorus is, up in County Down, oh, up in County Down. The finest folks you'll find around are up in County Down. Rosie lives out by the sea, just outside Portaferry, up in County Down. Yeah, Rosie's life is rooted deep in faith and friends and family, up in County Down. Here's the chorus. Oh, up in County Down, up in County Down. The finest folks you'll find around are up in County Down. Yeah, Rosie sings her songs of truth, a voice as sweet as morning dew. Up in County Down. Yeah, Rosie writes her songs till noon, then plants potatoes by the moon. Up in County Down. Oh, up in County Down. Up in County Down. The finest folks you'll find around are up in County Down. Said
from the well of a sacred ground. Now Rosie's not afraid of much. She's not the kind to turn and run. She's not choosing sides, the north, the south, who's wrong or right. Up in county down. Oh, up in county down. Up in county down. The finest folks you'll find around are up in county down. Yeah, I said up. I wanna go up, I wanna empty out, I wanna fill my cup, I'm going down, down. All the way down. I want to drink from the well of a sacred ground. Yeah, Rosie lives out by the sea, just outside Port of Ferry. Yeah. Up in county down. Oh, up in county down. Wrong country. I'm sorry. Thank you. Daniel, why don't you come up here? Let's do that other song there. Another big hand for Daniel. Yeah. It's a nice place to play music in here. Very, very nice. Who needs a pub anyway? A pub. I found out, you know how you learn something that you probably should have learned 40 years ago? I never knew that pub was short for public. It's the place where the public meets, is a pub. Where have I been? I always thought it was tavern. That's what happens when you grow up in Iowa. Anyway, this song here, I wrote with a friend, a guy named Buddy Mondlock. Buddy is a fine, fine songwriter. Buddy's actually making a record right now with Art Garfunkel. They're doing a record, him and a woman named Mia Sharp, the three of them, and pretty exciting. But Buddy and I have been friends, and we're both bird watchers. And when Buddy and I were both at the Virginia Art Colony together. And here we were in this beautiful place, and the Appalachian Trail is like right there. So we couldn't resist to play hooky one day and hike the trail, do a little bird watching. And we talked to a few people on the trail and told Buddy about this story of my brother-in-law, and who had a relationship that didn't work out. He was kind of heartbroken, but had his way of dealing with it, and that's kind of what this song is about. Setting out on this journey, I packed up my regrets. Now I sit here in this shelter. Seems I don't have many left. So I'm writing you this letter on this rainy April day. You said your heart needed some distance, and so I walked away. I would gladly walk from Georgia all the way to Maine. I would cross the creeks and the mountain peaks, whispering your name. And if you asked me, I would do this. I would go and not complain. But this walk's for me to find my peace in the Appalachian rain. looking out on the Blue Ridge, I pulled a pebble from my shoe. I threw it down to the valley. Then I sat and thought of you. I wish somehow it was that easy to just let go of all the pain. But it's not, so I keep walking this Appalachian rain. I would gladly walk from Georgia all the way to Maine. I would cross the creeks and the mountain peaks, whispering your name. And if you asked me, I would do this. I would go and not complain. But this walk's for me to find my peace, the Appalachian rain. You can meet me at Katahdin on that clear September day. But if you're not there where the trail ends, I'll still be okay. And if you asked me, I would do this. I would go and not complain. But this walk's for me to find my peace in the Appalachian rain. This walk's for me to find my peace in the Appalachian
Mighty fine, Daniel. Thank you very much. All right. All these extra little treats you get when you come to Fairfield. Cello player included. Pretty cool. I had my Jyotish done today. And I'm not what I thought I was. I'm more! It was very fun. David Hawthorne. We had a good time together. Very, very fun.
Do you have any idea how much more you are?
Well, that's yet to come, of course. Anyway, we did. We had a good time. And I'm not one to cook very much. I like to, but when I cook, it's kind of like when I write a song. I kind of get creative with it, you know. And I lose the recipe somewhere. I don't know where I went. And that's kind of how this song actually got started. But how songs will, it kind of went other places. Yeah. Last night, I tried to get it just right. I sifted, mixed it, fixed it till I realized I messed up, misread my measuring cup. When you took that first bite, your whole face lit up. You said, lose that recipe, this tastes good to me. A little bittersweet, I must have accidentally gotten salt in the sugar. Salt in the sugar. You and me, we've got a chemistry. How we blend together is a mystery. Chaos seems to work
pinch of spice and a spoonful of honey made a good sauce, yeah. I said, lose that recipe, this tastes good to me. A little bittersweet, I must have accidentally got salt and sugar. Even Einstein, he let it go. He knew the universe was out of control. Happy accidents, half-baked plans. True love works best when there is room for chance. Sometimes I think about the big guy up in heaven's kitchen cooking up nebulae. Yeah, then the phone rang. He forgot about the whole thing. Yeah, and the oven overheated and the whole place blew with a big bang. I said, lose that recipe. Yeah, this tastes good to me. A little bittersweet, must have accidentally. I said, lose that recipe. This tastes good to me. A little bittersweet, I must have accidentally got salt and sugar. Salt and the sugar. I must have accidentally gotten salt and the sugar. Salt and the sugar. Salt and the sugar.
So much for my cooking. So much for my cooking. It was kind of fun. I actually wrote that song with a friend. I'd gotten together and I had the start of the song and I had all the music. And I was kind of stuck on it. And he came up with the actual line, salt in the sugar, which I had never heard of. And he says, oh, Missouri, we say that all the time. Has anybody here ever heard the term salt in the sugar? Yeah. So, are you from Missouri? Yeah. Yeah, I never heard of it before. And so it came out with a great song from him. So. His name is Dana Cooper. I don't know if you know Dana. He's from St. Louis. I had to ask. It's like you go to New York City and you say, do you know? This last couple of years I've been working some, going down to Nashville and working as what they call a staff writer. I've been being paid to come down and show them my songs. And if they're interested, then we talk shop kind of thing. And so that's one of the things in Nashville that's very popular is to co-write with people. And when they first asked me to kind of do that, or would I consider doing that, at first I thought, well, how can you really do that? You know, isn't songwriting this very, very private thing? You know, how could I do that? Then the more I thought about it, and you think about all the great songs that Lennon and McCartney, for example, and you know, a lot of great Broadway shows are all written by a couple people. Songs are like a lot of things. It's energy and information, basically, and you get two people on the same page, and it can work. And so I've had some fun the last couple of years writing with some friends, and one guy's name is Tom Kimmel. Tom has become a very, hero to me. Really helped me out a lot, and got me a nice job down there. And Tom and I, we've written several songs. Every time we get together, he's from rural Alabama, and I guess being from rural Iowa, somehow, us growing up in the late 50s and 60s, just that whole R&B thing was real strong. I remember the other side of Iowa, over there in eastern Iowa, at night, I had an old black and white radio, some kind of Motorola thing or something, next to my bed. And I could get WLS out of Chicago at night. And they would play all this very cool R&B kind of stuff. And so anyway, Tom and I get together and those kind of songs come out. And this is one. It's called We Got It Right This Time.
Frost is on the cornfield, pumpkins on the vine, candle in the window, just waiting on the stars to shine. Geese call in the distance like some choir with it. The wood is up for winter and the burley's in the barn. Gonna need an extra blanket. You can feel it in the air. Baby, we got it right this time. This time, ain't no ocean between us, ain't no mountain to climb. Baby, we got it right this time. Baby, we got it right this time. Laughter through a doorway, echoes down the road, closer by the minute, and the minutes slipping by like the tears of jealous angels. I'll be there before you know it. Baby, we got it right this time. Got it right this time. Ain't no ocean between us, ain't no mountain to climb. Baby, we got it right this time. Throw some gravel on this road, call it a highway. Put up a sign and call this a town. Up a dream and try calling it someday. What do you do when you're living it now? Baby, we got it right this time, yeah. Baby, we got it right this time. Ain't no ocean between us, ain't no mountain to climb. We got it right this time. Baby, we got it right this time. Yeah, got it right this time. Got it right this time. Got it right this time.
Thank you very much. That's on the new CD. Yeah. It was really fun, too. The technology that's out there that's available to us, we were talking about this in the workshop today. On my record, I wrote that song with Tom, right? And when we wrote it, you know, he'd be singing harmonies with me, just a great singer. And so I just wasn't able to fly everybody to Asheville, North Carolina, all my friends and stuff. So everything was done on a hard drive computer, all the recording. And so we just dumped down WAV files of my guitar and my vocal. And I sent them to Tom in Nashville. He went into a friend's place that does everything on hard drive, downloaded it, brought this other woman in to sing with him, and they did this very cool thing in the background. And I did that on a couple songs with my daughter. I have a 19-year-old daughter who sings incredible and sings great with me. There's just that family thing when she sings with me. And so I was going to fly her down. It was like $800. And I said, I don't think so, and so I bought the WAV files home, and it worked great. Went into a place, and we did that. So, yeah. We were doing the interview before, and she asked me if I had any songs that I sang, especially of mine, that are straight ahead about Iowa. There's definitely references, but not per se. Not yet, anyway. But I'm a big Greg Brown fan. Any Greg Brown fans here? Yeah, I'm a huge fan. Very few people have I heard to where I heard them and I had to buy the CD instantly and go home and learn one of the songs within an hour. And this song here, it's one of the first songs I ever heard him sing. I haven't sang this for a long time, so be forgiving, but I told him I would give it a try. So. Early one morning, I walked out alone. I looked down the street, no one was around. The sun was just coming up over my home on Hickory Street in a little farm town. And Julie, ain't the morning light pretty when the dew is still heavy, so bright and early. My home on the range, it's a one-horse town, but it's all right with me. Well, the plow broke the prairies, and the prairies gave plenty, and the little towns blossomed, and soon there were many, scattered like fireflies across the dark night. And one was called Early, and they sure named her right. Julie, in the morning light pretty, when the dew is still heavy, so bright and early. My home on the range, it's a one-horse town, and it's all right with me. Many dry summers parched all the fields, and it burnt the fine colors and cut back the yield. But the rain soon returned to wash away our tears. Now it's the fullest green summer that we've seen in years. Dewy, ain't the morning light pretty when the dew is still heavy, so bright and early. My home on the range, it's a one-horse town, and it's all right with me. You're welcome, yeah. You're welcome for that. I've been interested in for years, though, to get to stop by here in Fairfield, Iowa. I've been very fascinated by the TM movement thing that you guys have here. And I'm a meditator myself. I don't use the TM technique, but I meditate every day. And a couple years ago, and I also read lots of stuff, and next to my bed, I'm one of those people, I have 20 or 30 books stacked up. And one morning, before I sat, I usually read some things sometimes, and I came across a line in a book that said, "Silence the thunder." And I thought, yep, I've got some thunder going on here, we need to silence it. So I took my little pad and paper afterwards and climbed up above my house on the bluff there, and this song kind of came out. It's called "Silence the Thunder." The telephone rings, the light turns green. You're off to the races again, you're living in the fast lane. You go where you must, but you can't get away. The noise is within, there is only one way. Silence the thunder, quiet the rain. Just welcome the moment and all of its wonder. Help me be still, give me the will to silence the thunder. Well, I think about the weather. Is it gonna change my plans? When will I learn that it is what it is? It's just out of my hands. Then I think about my job. Will I ever make enough to get ahead? But no one seems to know just stay what. Silence the thunder, quiet the rain. Turn down these voices so loud in my head I can't hear myself think. Just welcome the moment and all of its wonder. Help me be still, give me the will to silence the thunder. I am not alone. Not some island far from shore. There is a voice so sweet and low, far beneath the thunder of the storm. So you go where you must, but you can't get away. The noise is within, there is only one way. Silence the thunder, quiet the rain. Turn down these voices so loud in my head I can't hear myself think. Just welcome the moment and all of its wonder. Help me be still, give me the will to silence the thunder. Oh, help me be still, give me the will to silence the thunder. Silence the thunder, silence the thunder, silence the thunder. Thank you. I think we got time for 2 more songs. I know we kind of got a time limit in the building here. But I want to play these last 2. So I'll shut up and not talk too much. This is a kind of a bookend song to that song I played. The first set about my dad with the Alzheimer's. A couple years ago, my dad passed away, and a couple months after he passed away, one night late, I was playing my guitar, and I have a bunch of junk in my guitar case. That's why we keep the lid closed. But just, old set lists and half-baked songs, and lots of different pictures and stuff like that. And I looked down, and there was this picture of my dad sitting on top, and I just felt a very, very, very strong connection with him. And this song kind of came up. It's called That's My Dad. That's my dad in the photograph, sitting in a boat with his fishing hat, smiling at me, smiling at life, with a pole in his hand, just waiting for a bite. I remember me and my brother getting up early before all of the others. We were going fishing, just Dad and us, down below the dam, before the sun came up. Now my dad, he smiles at me from above the clouds, where the angels sing. Sometimes I feel a little tug on the line. That's my dad on the other side. Well, my dad built pistons down at the factory. He worked like a dog with 12 mouths to feed. But I bet he got a medal when he crossed the pearly gates. And I'm sure he's up there fishing with St. Peter every day. Now my dad, he smiles at me from above the clouds, where the angels sing. Sometimes I feel a little tug on the line. That's my dad on the other side. Now I'm all grown up, got kids of my own. Sometimes I'm a busy guy, always going down the road. But I learned from my dad to save a little time for the ones you love before it all slips by. Sometimes I feel a little tug on the line. That's my dad on the other side. That's my dad in the photograph, sitting in a boat with his fishing hat, smiling at me, smiling at life, with a pole in his hand, just waiting for a bite. Yeah, that's my dad on the other side. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Well, you've all been wonderful. How about another big hand for Jeffrey and all the volunteers that put out the energy to effort. Thank you, Jeffrey, very much. Do I really have to take down all the posters?
Most of them.
Most of them. I saw a number. I walked around the fair city of Fairfield today. You know, after Jyotish, you can't just go in your car and drive away, you know. It's really sad. Very fascinating, though. Better not start thinking about it. Get distracted. I'm going to do one more song here. We're kind of getting a little short on time. And I want to thank everybody for coming out. And thank you folks that bought CDs. And if you want me to sign them, I'd be proud to do that. And I really want to encourage people to get my new one. I'm very excited about it. It came out very good, I think. And I used a penny whistle and some Irish instruments on some of it. And it was just a joy recording. And it's like another whole palette. You know, you get to do your songs. And so it was fun. Anyway, I'm going to close with this song here. And wrote this song in my little town of Trempealeau, Wisconsin. I've lived there about 20 years, and 3 different times in that little town, and it's little, like we're talking 800 people, I've been part of being, I guess, at the right place at the right time, of rescuing somebody and helping save somebody's life. You know, and the first time it was just like, wow, you know, that was cool. You know, kind of, this guy had got in trouble in his boat in the middle of the night, lost control of it at the lock and dam, was hanging by one of those ropes, and I could hear somebody screaming from my bedroom, and about 2 blocks away. And I just heard some haunting thing and went and we got the guy out of there. Another time, this guy from another town had come to our little town and was drinking too much. And at the end of our main street, there's a little barricade and 2 sets of railroad tracks in the Mississippi River. And I'm out for like a Monday night. I'm just like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm out walking, and usually I see nobody. I mean, zero, anybody. And I see this truck go by like 50 miles an hour instead of 10 miles an hour. And before I can even go say anything or think anything, I just hear it crash. I run around the corner, and this guy busted through, missed the turn, busted through the barricade, and he hit it hard, and his truck straddled one whole set of these tracks. So I ran over there. Thank God, another guy in a pickup truck showed up. Because I never would have got this guy out. He was big, and he was like all over the steering wheel. And anyway, got this guy out, got to about here to those doors, the front doors, and a train came. And just, I mean, his truck just blocks and blocks. And then there's another time that I actually sing about in this song here. And this is a song, like a lot of different songs, since the September 11th events, has sort of taken on a different light, I guess. And because the song is about helping people, and I was amazed watching some of the stuff those days after, because it's really strange. First of all, I hardly ever watch TV. You know, I'm just not a TV kind of person. We have a TV at my house, and I watch movies sometimes, but I just don't watch much. And I was on the road. I was someplace else, and I was in this little cottage, and some neighbor guy came over who knew I was there, you know, and went and watching it. And some of the stories of people helping each other that day were incredible, and so it kind of took on a different meaning. I was trying to rest, trying to take it easy, but something wasn't right. I had a bad gut feeling, yeah. So I went out walking, but I didn't know where. Thought maybe what I needed was a little fresh air. Then something said, go down by the river. So I followed that voice, and the next thing I remember, I was standing there looking upstream when I heard a young boy scream. He said, help, help, somebody help. My brother fell and he can't save himself. He's way over his head now and he can't swim. So without even thinking, I jumped right in. Oh, we don't know where and we don't know when. But we're all just part-time angels every now and then. Yeah.
about 3 a.m. from my younger brother in trouble again. Yeah. He was back on the bottom. He was back on the street. He was down on his luck, down on his knees. He was ready to pray, ready to cry, to lay down his fists and give up his fight. He was lost and all alone, looking for a friend to lead him home. Oh, help, help, somebody help. My brother fell and he can't save himself. He's way over his head now and he can't swim. So without even thinking, I jumped right in. Oh, we don't know where and we don't know when, but we're all just part-time angels every now and then. Brother, I have worn your shoes, I have walked down your road too. I have been the fallen sun, cried for help, cried for the love. Oh, help, somebody help. My sister fell and she can't save herself. She's way over her head now, she can't swim. So without even thinking, I jumped right in. Oh, we don't know where and we don't know when, but we're all just part-time angels every now and then. Yeah, we're all just part-time angels every now and then. Part-time angels, when the call comes in, friend to friend. Hey, Thanks, everybody. Thanks so much for coming out. Have a nice, wonderful Sunday. Thank you.